welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we are very disappointed to lose to Philadelphia. We talk about all of the excitement for the U.S. men's national team, and maybe did you know that Oasis was in town? Anyway, I am FC Neo Tokyo. That is Serena. Congratulations to our co-host who is not here, DPG, for having his third child. Well, his wife had their third child, I guess. Yes, Mazel. Now with that said, James is also not with us this evening, but who knows? You never know. You may see him. Serena, it has been 2 weeks since you've gotten to hang out. What's been up? What's been going on?
Yeah, not too much. I was out of town. I was in Boston visiting some family, not really doing anything super exciting other than just literally relaxing, hanging out, which, is exciting too for me. I was still working most of the less exciting, but did go to a good Red Sox game. That was fun.
Oh, had you ever been to Fenway?
Oh yeah, plenty of. I've had family in Boston for a while, so I used to spend a lot of time there when I was in high school. Hadn't been to a game since then, so it's changed a little bit, but not as much as you'd think. Also, we were sitting kind of almost in one of those seats that's behind one of the old columns because it's similar to Wrigley where the stadium's so old they can't move anything.
Obstructed.
So I was wondering, why are these tickets so cheap? They don't look like they're behind the column from the picture on Ticketmaster, and then you get there and you're like, it's behind the column. But you got the energy, you got the vibe. It was fine. There was a walk-off win. So always good.
Oh, rad. Yeah, it's kind of, when you go somewhere that isn't your team, it's kind of nice to have the home team win,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But cool, man. Cool. Well, a gazillion things have happened in the soccer world, and we're going to try and talk about just a little bit of them. But I want to start with the most clickbaity thing that we can talk about, the U.S. men's national team, which, boy, are people not happy with this roster. They are not happy at all. This is
I do like to imagine, though, is there a world where people are, ever really happy? It gets announced and people are like, this is the best roster ever. Thank you. Probably not either. But they are particularly mad about this one.
Yeah, well, listen, we are not going to neither of us really, because you told me this before we went on air, but neither of us are really going to entertain the whole there's an MLS quota kind of nonsense talk. I've been a staunch supporter of whoever's playing well, and playing is who you need in the national team, and national teams are just such a crapshoot, dude. The one last thing I'll say is just literally after the Netherlands game, DPG and I were both on James's channel talking about the U.S. men's national team, and we let out our frustrations, and then we had this conversation. It was like, yo, next World Cup, we think we're set, right? But next World Cup, somebody here that we think is a lock, who's amazing, won't be there. And just for, and it was like, who would it be, And now you fast forward, and we have no confidence whatsoever. Everything's, I don't know. But is there any...
can happen.
Yeah, well, a lot can happen. But is there anybody you particularly didn't see on this roster that would have excited you?
Well, Malik Tillman, but I understand why he wasn't. And I probably wasn't going to be on it. But I liked watching him be in the last round of this. But obviously, I think he's still maybe a little injured, and he's at Leverkusen. And also probably not a team, U.S. team. But I like him. I want to see him play, so that's probably one. But other than that, yeah, I don't have strong opinions. There isn't anybody. I was honestly just glad that Pulisic is actually on it because I couldn't read any more of the shitstorm on Twitter about
any more back and forth.
The interviews. That's all. I scanned the list. I saw that. I was like, good. I don't have to read about this for the next month.
It's funny. For me, I've been I've been all about Haji Wright in the past. So it is a little bit of a bummer. But honestly, you think about this, and it's most of the slam dunk guys are not in the world's best club situation. right? A lot's been made about Matt Turner and oh god, the younger Aronson. Oh god, what's the kid's name? Not Brendan, but the other one who just Paxton, who just went to Colorado. Like they just settled in at their teams. Like, are you going to make them play for whatever reason? And like people do want them to play because they want this team to be cohesive, but really, national teams are such a crapshoot. Screw it. Like the other guys, the guys who were set in their teams who were like locks, Pulisic, Weah, let's see here, De La Torre. I mean, I know it's MLS, but De La Torre, what's his name? Tyler Adams. Like those guys all came, but like Jedi just came back from injury. I don't know. I just don't get the crazy hysterics about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I do just feel like, I mean, it's obvious, but I don't know what the plan is for having any sort of cohesion by the time they need to have it. If you're going to just keep kind of throwing all these guys up in the air and juggling them, picking up random guys, that's not my job. So,
well, I mean, I am one of those people that were screaming for a European manager, but was Pochettino ever the right choice? And probably not. I don't think he knows what kind of job he got himself into. He has no fucking clue. And like, I think that's why he's like, I have no idea about MLS guys. He's already made his mind up about the European guys, right? But the MLS guys, he doesn't know. So call them in and see what they're doing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Let me ask you a really dumb question. So I know a lot of people are mad about stuff. I'm going to pick a really minute thing. So Tristan Blackman, he's 29 or 28 or something, right? And he's just now getting
way older than I would have thought.
So he's just getting called in and taking a look at one of those defenders is like, and not Tim Ream, but one of those defenders is like 28, 29 getting their first look. I'm 99% sure it's him. And like, in people's mind, that feels like a waste. Like, wouldn't you rather see Christopher Cups take that spot, right? Like a 16-year-old kid or something, like, especially if this is going to be a throwaway roster.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be somebody that, who knows, like by the time the World Cup comes around, that's somebody who we recognize from times like these, and we can plan on seeing him for the years to come rather than, I mean, obviously 28's not that old and you can still play and, have good years on your career, but it's not like he's not going to be a name that we grab onto for the next 10 years. And I feel like that makes it a little harder to get excited about unless you're like particularly, you follow that player or have been waiting for him to get called up or something like that.
Right. Well, it's hard, right? You want to see the team do something where they build for the future, but like you brought up Malik Tillman, perfect example, and Johnny Cardoso. Like, let's not be. It doesn't take Mauricio Pochettino to know the 11 best players that are born American. Like, literally, or well, like, you know what I'm saying, on the team. Sorry, don't want to be an idiot about it, but like, it's easy to tell who the USMNT's best players are. So, like, everyone knows. So does he really need to see that team together like that? Like, test out other people. Let's be honest. There's only a few people who have a chance of like breaking in to the lineup and doing anything for real. And that's if Malik Tillman starts balling out of control, or Johnny Cardoso starts balling out of control, or, you know what I mean? Those are the only real guys who could really push Musah, Weah, and McKennie and Adams out of the way, honestly. And I mean, I just said Musah. He just made a move to he went to Atalanta, which do you think they have a Magic City there too? Anyway.
Wow.
But anyway, so I don't know. Do you think that's a good move for the kid?
I have a chip on my shoulder about Atalanta generally because of what they did to Leverkusen, so I hope not. Frankly,
if I'm not mistaken, they're like a real run team, right? They're like a pressing kind of Red Bull-y thing. Okay, I think that's right up his wheelhouse. And if he gets minutes, that's where he needs to be. He needs to be anywhere he gets minutes, in my opinion.
Yeah, is he going to get minutes? I wonder. I mean, they're in the Champions League this year. I don't know.
I mean, he's only 21. I think at this point, like I don't think he's older than 21. Like I I don't know. I still want to see him get, even if he got the same amount of minutes there as AC Milan, it's still a better minutes in theory. in
Yeah.
in theory. Who? Oh yeah, Gio Reyna left off the roster as well as Joe Scally, and they have now the bromance continues over at
Yeah.
Gladbach. Um,
Yeah.
do you think he's gonna play?
Not, I think he will. He didn't play. I actually watched the Gladbach game this past weekend. He didn't play. I don't know that Joe Scally must have played. I don't think he played the full game. But I'm imagining he is going to play. They're not. Gladbach's not like the strongest. They don't have like a ton of other people that are going to take his place. Like I feel like he is somebody who
No,
is
they
just
weren't.
right there at that
They didn't
level.
sign De Bruyne. No.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, they have, and honestly, I think a lot of their some of their guys that are pretty good are injured right now or like slightly injured, and so I do feel like he will get some good time in, just not this time because it was probably too new. I think it had happened like the day before the game, but I'm guessing by this weekend, I think they play on Saturday. I think he'll probably be playing.
Now, I don't know how much Gio Reyna you've seen play, but is he physical enough for the Bundesliga?
I mean, his injury record would probably suggest not. But,
Well, I guess he's already
uh,
been in the Bundesliga. I don't know. That was a stupid
been
question.
in there for a while. Yeah, I will say when I saw, so I haven't seen him play a ton because I play a ton at Dortmund. When he did play, I think there was a game last year or last season, towards the end of the season, where he had a really great goal. I was shocked because I just hadn't seen him play, B hadn't never seen him score. But he looked very natural. It almost made you wonder, where's this guy been? Why haven't they been playing him? But then, of course, a few games later, he's just kind of there and kind of fading into the background. So you understand a little bit more. But again, I think Dortmund had a lot of and they were on the rise. They had a new coach. They have a lot of stars that are very talented. And not to say that Gladbach's not also talented, but I think they just have fewer stars, and I think that gives him a better path to shine.
I hope so. I mean, we hope for the best for the kid and like legitimately.
Yeah.
But the last time I remember caring about Gladbach, this is going to be a throwback to all the old heads. Michael Bradley had hair and scored 2 goals in a win against Bayern Munich.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is
Yeah, before my time.
that is for the old heads. Okay. So those were a couple of the moves. Like we've talked about this team. What's his face? Balogun is coming in. So I mean, I guess that's a little exciting. I thought since he came back from injury, he was going to stick with his team. But yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. And I guess that's the best I can give anybody. I was going to say let's pick a starting 11, but I think the fact that this conversation is broke down to me repeating the words I don't know proves that just we might as well sit back and enjoy whatever we get.
Yeah. I feel like I mean, everybody's in this sort of test and learn stage here with it. We're like, okay, he's trying these players out, and I guess we're going to see what happens.
Nothing matters, right? Like, there'll be some, like, actually, folks, but, like, if we do well at the World Cup, no one will give a shit about any of this. Like, it'll make a good book for somebody. So, do you know anything about South Korea or Japan? I'm guessing what's his nuts guy at LAFC. I wonder if he's going to be playing. Oh no, girl, you muted. All right, now I hear you. Nope. No. Oh my god. Okay, it was delayed. Okay. Anyway, what did I say? Yeah. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think Son's gonna play?
I think so. I think if he doesn't, that team doesn't have much going on for them.
Yeah, I don't know much about South Korean soccer lately. They had a couple guys in the Bundesliga and in Scotland doing really well a couple years back, but I don't know where that's been at the moment. And same thing with Japan. I'm actually not 100% sure on kind of where they stand these days. I don't know if the glory days are behind them because they've had some strong teams for the last 3 World Cup cycles. I mean, if we all remember the ball that was not out of bounds in the World Cup, which, that was a thing. But anyway.
It does look like Son is captaining, so he will be there. A few guys, like you said, from Bundesliga, some guys from the Netherlands, but Kim and Jae from Bayern. So, I mean, not the worst team. I don't know the age distribution there. It might just be a little bit different than the U.S.
I feel like it's probably similar, like smaller, so like the second tier soccer nations hang on to their stars for a while, a little longer. Okay, so the games are Saturday and Tuesday. So I gotta tell you, I'm probably not gonna watch Saturday, at least not live.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
So
I'll keep up with it on FootMob.
So the Tuesday game, we'll have to see. Tuesday, this sounds like something. Oh my god, I feel like I have something going on that night. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for forgetting. Anyway,
you promise now you're watching.
Oh my god, so I can't even predict these games. This is such a weird team. Like the Max, I guess we didn't talk about who was on the roster, but like, how the fuck? How can you? Like a Jonathan Klinsmann, who I don't remember him playing in 10 years. The one guy I will, I'll be honest, I don't actually ever fear retribution for the things I say, because I also don't think I go that nuts. But I have been terrified to talk shit about Max Arfston, or for fear of Connor yelling at me, our buddy.
Okay. Oh, right, of course.
Connor knows.
I was like, I didn't know those fans were that diehard that they would come after you. But
I know. No, I'm worried about it. But no, Max Arfston does not do it for me, man. I am not turned on by that. Chris Richards does turn me on. I hope that kid continues to progress, because he could, by the time he's 30, he could be on a Champions League winning team. You know what I mean? Like anchoring down a defense next to a kid. How old is he? Did you just ask me that? There's no way he's like 24. Hold on. He's so young.
I'm getting burned recently. I think young, and then they're not actually that young. They just look 25.
God,
okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
He's 25. So he's got 5 more years to develop, apparently. Here's hoping. I don't know, man. Boy, this team, after the 2022 World Cup, this team looked so exciting. And they have literally done everything wrong humanly possible.
Yeah. You're definitely not alone in that opinion. At least we share that with everybody who's reacted to this. I will say I forgot about Damian Downs. I'm glad he's on there. I like him. He used to be on Klon last year. Now he's on Southampton, and I don't know what he's doing there or how he's doing. I guess it probably has only been 3 games. I don't know if he's even playing, but I always liked him. I thought he was fun, so hopefully he does well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, okay. Let's take a breath. I want to say one, we'll run down this super fast, and then we're going to get out of here. First and foremost, Tyler Adams is Tyler Adams is Tyler Adams. He's, he's the man. I like Luca De La Torre a lot. I don't think he's a starter, but as a man on the bench, you don't get many better. And then Josh Sargent, I really hope eventually something happens and he's like, oh, soccer is soccer. It's the same thing as the club, and he scores goals. And then Tim Weah. We all know I love Tim Weah because Tim Weah is awesome, and I love Tim Weah. Anyway, was that good enough reasoning?
It's very, very eloquent.
I like to wax poetic about this team. Anyway, all right, speaking of, Serena, what should they do with that like button?
Hit it. Tell your friends to hit it.
Tell your friends to hit it, yes.
In those words.
That felt like something else, saying it with that inflection. I apologize. Anyway, hit the like button. Help us get to 500 subscribers. We're going to be right back with quite literally a smorgasbord of soccer nonsense. I cannot wait to talk about Manchester United. Everybody, we will be back. We love you. Peace. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to talk about just something that I have found so exciting. Serena, what happened yesterday for Manchester United? What happened?
They got knocked out, embarrassingly.
Of the prestigious Caribou Cup, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. By is it third division team?
No, fourth.
I think
they're in League Two.
Fourth.
Yeah. So,
right, fourth division. Actually, yeah, and I saw their goalkeeper said he was a Man United fan, so he was like, I'm kind of mad. I'm like pissed, but also happy.
I'm half pissed off. Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
Like my club, it's crazy.
That's pretty great, dude. Like, but
It
you know
great.
what a way to eat up the moment. Like, that guy's gonna get local car dealership sponsorships for the rest of his life on that line alone.
Right. Right.
But no, so what were they? Grimsby, correct?
Grimsby Town.
God, I remember like Welcome to Wrexham. I think Wrexham lost on the road when they should have smoked them, and it was like a real disappointing like result.
Well, now they're in the same boat as Manchester United. I can say that.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
if the world was perfect, they'd both be in the second division, in my opinion. But
I mean, it might happen. A lot of people are saying it'd probably be good for Manchester United to get relegated because clearly there's something really wrong that nobody's able to fix.
Yeah, nobody. So anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. So I want to go back to this game. So Grimsby went up 2-0, and I saw on Twitter, and I don't know, like, I didn't alert you to that, right? You had already seen that, but I sent it to the group chat. Yeah. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And then
exactly, people were really freaking out.
So then,
which I love.
So then you tuned in, which I did not, unfortunately. What happened?
So yeah, so I tuned in right after. So Man United did pull one back in the 70th minute or something like that, which is awfully late to be. I mean, obviously you're like 2-0. It ended up working out for them because they did pull a second back and it was tied. And were they like amazing goals? No, but got the job done. Then yeah, I tuned in the penalties that never ended. I've never seen anything like it. There were like, I don't have the number up, but 10 or more, 12 penalties each or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 13 shots total because they said the guy stopped or like let 11 penalties in, which means that there's 2 misses. They're like, he let 11 in for us, we still didn't win, like.
Yeah, well, and both goalies scored, like they scored their penalties, which I also just love. As a side note, like I love when goalies have to kick the ball into the net with their feet. It's amazing. So yeah, but I just saw you're watching and you're like, this has to end, and then it did with the same person, Bueno, who is a new signing for them, the same person who scored their first goal to bring them kind of back into the game. I think he was the one who had his penalty blocked. Ooh. Or did he miss? I don't remember if he missed or had it blocked, but rough, kind of a net neutral there for him for the game. But yeah, just, I mean, embarrassing, just crazy. I mean, all the words. And I feel like the kicker really was Ruben Amorim. They're semi-new. I guess, I don't know how many games he's managed,
he got
but, relatively new.
Last season, right? Oh, sorry. I have to dig in.
Yeah, I don't know if it was half or like a third or like a little bit less. Maybe it was around half. It feels like less because it just was so just nondescript. But people really had hope, I feel like, for the new season and, with him. And he seems like a really nice guy. There were all these pictures and videos of him, like the rain's coming down and he's trying to desperately move magnets around on his little board.
The memes are amazing. Somebody gave him turntables and somebody had him picking out some hair. Like, oh my God, it was amazing.
Yeah, I felt bad for him though, particularly because he seems like a nice guy. It just seems like not the right job, and it never was the right job for him. That team, clearly, and I think he said this in an interview afterwards, he kept saying the team we're showing how they felt by the way they were playing. He kept repeating something like that, which I think people were saying, they thought to mean the team wants him out. Like the team is done with exactly the way he plays and the formation and all of that's just not working. So his days were probably numbered, almost definitely numbered, but it was funny.
Well, I mean, somebody's going to get like the score of a lifetime picking him up, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's somebody, yeah. And, was he set up to succeed? Because, like, you follow this, which, by the way, hold on. Side note, the first person to drink wine on the podcast, by the way, which class up the joint. Thanks a lot, Serena. All right.
You're welcome.
Beyond that, so were the signings that Manchester United made, were they for him, or were they just signings for the sake of signings like they always do? Like a Bruno, like with no super plan in place?
I think it was the latter. I mean, and I think as evidenced by the way they played, specifically Benjamin Šeško, who came from Leipzig, I did not understand. I mean, I always thought he was a fine player at Leipzig. He wasn't like amazing. It looked like he probably had a little bit of potential, but they way overpaid for him. He's not going to do the job. Like he was not a finished product, and they needed a finished product. They need somebody who can actually go in there, score goals, like experience to bring players together and kind of build the team, even just from a kind of emotional perspective. And this guy, he's just not going to do that. He didn't even come in. He came on in some late minute. And so, I think the new signings, it wasn't anything mind-blowing, and it was all just sort of like people who are supposed to be good, and I don't think they thought about how they were going to fit into the team.
Well, more of the same. So they finished 15th last season. They didn't fire this guy. Like they stuck by him, and now he's just going to be out 3 games into a season, like just gone.
Yeah. I don't know who they're going to get is really the question.
Well,
like they should almost do the reverse. They should get, instead of what they've been doing, which is getting like a really promising coach who's been doing really well in his respective league, and then having it turn to shit when he starts managing Man United. They should get somebody like really shitty, and maybe it'll be vice versa. It'll like work out, amazingly for them.
They haven't tried Thomas Tuchel yet. Or who they really need. You know who they really need? Big Sam Allardyce, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Let's do that. I mean, at this point, if I were them, I'd be like, let's try whatever. Let's try whatever we can. Throw some spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks.
Honestly, you know where they really screwed up? It's like when you watch two people that you know and they're toxic for each other and they get together and you're like, I just watched 2 lives be ruined. Like, they should have never given up so early on David Moyes. I know that is the dumbest thing I've ever said, but like at that point in time in football, and with that budget and with the cachet they still had, they could have got the signings to still be relevant. Moyes' form of soccer was still relevant. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's coaching now, but he's just such a caretaker kind of guy, right?
No offense to Everton, yeah. Yeah, when was he managing Man United? That must have been ages. Like, how many managers ago was that?
Oh, he was the first one after Sir Alex. Sir Alex appointed him. That's why.
Right,
they even had what's his face with the huge hair. God, what was his name? Oh God, played for Everton forever. Fulali. Mario for. Oh my God, can't think of his name. But he had big giant hair. And he played for Everton forever, and then he came over with Moyes, and that was like his one big signing. And then everybody was just like, "We hate you." And like after 12 games, they were like, "We know we said we'd give you 3 years to do this. Peace." No, I don't know if it was that fast, but it was pretty damn fast. Like they just gave up too early. It just, for me, that was a bad mistake. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
1 year it looks like for him. Yeah. 2013, 2014.
Yup. They should have given him 3. They weren't going to get relegated. Like, the only fear you have as a big team, like, and I guess if you miss Champions League, whatever, but like, dude, the only fear you have is relegation, and if you're Manchester United back then, you're not going to get relegated, so if you finish 7th, who cares? Just build a dynasty again, but no. They had no idea
how bad it was going to get back then. They thought seventh is like the absolute, it'd be the worst nightmare ever. They had no idea where we'd be today.
Oh, they really thought. Yeah, no, you know, if you look back and see how many championships Manchester United won, now you'll realize why I'm just enjoying myself so much in this current day and age.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my God, Twitter is having a field day. It was yesterday. Was this only yesterday? Yeah.
This was only
The
yesterday.
the amount of hate watching going on was like off the charts.
I just
And in the meantime, also Bayern which was what I was watching and kind of more tuned into. They almost lost to also a fourth division team, and it was, I mean, literally until Kane's 90th minute winner, they were going to go to extra time, and which is super just embarrassing. They should have knocked them out like 7-0. That's that kind of team. So I was enjoying that too immensely. Harry Kane missed a penalty, which is like my favorite thing ever that's ever happened.
That's amazing. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also,
dude, I know I'm kind of a hater on here, but like honestly, the whole thing is, I just love the chaos of sport. Like
exactly.
I'm trying to think. The only thing that would have made Leicester City winning better is if like Barcelona had gone down that season. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I almost want to see a big team go down more than I want to see like a crazy out of nowhere champion. Although, boy, to live through that Leicester City season was something else, man.
It does get kind of stressful though when you're riding on the smaller team to make it far, because then every game you're like, okay, fuck, is it this is gonna be it, this is gonna be it, and each time you're kind of bringing yourself. It's much more relaxing to just watch a big club fuck it up, because you just get to enjoy it. You don't have any.
Then your whole season comes down to how did you perform against these three other teams, and then which one of you three teams had those one or two weirdo games where Burnley beat you. You know what I mean? Like, and that was how you decide it. But when it's a dogfight like that year was, like, and that was the thing. They finished third. That was almost Tottenham's year. That was Tottenham's year to win it. And they still ended up in third behind, I think City ended up in second. Like, City was bad. United was bad. Arsenal was still bad. Liverpool I don't think had their renaissance yet. You know what I mean? I think they were still like living that 11th or 12th place life. So like it was Tottenham's year, and Leicester came out of fucking nowhere.
Snuck in there.
So cheer me up. What other big teams had issues and problems?
Well, in the Bundesliga, almost everybody. Leverkusen lost to Hoffenheim, which is really embarrassing. I mean, it should have been a slam dunk. That's got to be like the third worst team in the league. So that was bad. And again, Ten Hag, I think it was not a good showing for him. It was not a good, that game. There's a lot riding on that game. Maybe it was pressure, but they just looked like they had no strategy, and I feel like that was the worst part.
Pardon me, excuse my ignorance. I want to just make sure I have this correct. So, not Xavi, but Xavi Alonso was coaching Leverkusen, and he went to Bayern?
Yeah. Or no, he went to Madrid, Real Madrid. He's coaching Madrid.
He went to Madrid, and then you guys hired Ten Hag?
Yes.
Oh, no.
But see, the thing is, I feel like and again, now it's being borne out, and maybe it really was bad, but I do feel like the only time he really fell was at Manchester United. He was good before them. The reason they picked him is because he was doing... no, he was at PSV.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, never mind. Wrong guy. Okay.
Yeah, he was in the Netherlands. I think it was PSV, but yeah, so everybody was like, oh, it's actually just the Manchester United curse, and he's actually a good manager, and maybe he is. Maybe, again, it's been one game, so we can give him like a little bit of grace, but I'm not holding my breath. It might not be pretty.
So was this
but that was an upset.
Was this a Bundesliga game or a cup game?
It was match day 1 of the Bundesliga. So yeah, not as big of an upset as, again, if Bayern had lost, that would have been amazing. There were a lot of really close cup upsets for the German Cup. There was a really great Stuttgart yesterday, I think. Stuttgart versus Eintracht Braunschweig. No, yes, actually, that was 2 days ago. They almost lost to this second or third division team, but again, almost. So, nothing as exciting as Manchester United. That was definitely the cream of the crop.
Well, so I was there anything before we move on to another fun league? Was there any other cool Bundesliga things that I missed this weekend?
Yeah. Cologne, back in the Bundesliga, I don't think they won, but they got promoted. Them and HSV Hamburg,
Right.
who are both kind of giant clubs and have a lot of tradition and huge fan bases. Hamburg's been relegated for 7 years. Cologne was relegated last year, so they've only spent one year in the second division, but they are both promoted this year. So there's obviously been a lot of eyes on how they would do, and neither team. I guess Hamburg signed a few more guys. Cologne didn't really do it. Like they didn't do much. They didn't sign anybody like amazing to change and get to that Bundesliga League One level. But they either won. I think they won their game. So that was exciting.
That's always a good start. They've yo-yoed a couple times in the last 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they've yo-yoed a little bit, but yeah, it's they're kind of one of those teams where it's like it's a funner league when you're here.
Yeah, exactly. The fan bases and I love seeing. I mean, one of the best parts about the Bundesliga is the flares and the crazy tifos and like how loud, like just the screaming, and it's just fun to be in a giant stadium like that and hearing all of that. Speaking of the other, I can't believe I forgot about this. It just feels like it was ages ago, but Dortmund versus St. Pauli, 3-3 tie. And Dortmund had been up, I think they were up 3-1 at one point. And then there was a red card, and then St. Pauli proceeded to, in like the span of 10 minutes, get 2 goals, so it was 3-3, which is, it was just...
Well,
Dortmund should have had it in the bag. Yeah, exactly.
Anybody with any kind of heart or soul in their... Even me, who hates all things German soccer, like St. Pauli. Come on now. We all support St. Pauli. Anyway, so they're in the Bundesliga.
So that was fun. Yeah, this is their second year.
Nice. That's actually, like I said, we all support St. Pauli. No, that's fun.
Yeah, and they're playing Hamburg. It's the derby. It's tomorrow. It's on Friday. So Hamburg, the reportedly, less woke club. Versus Pauli, the derby. That should be fun. You're not gonna call them anything else, but catch my drift.
Oh my god, I love when geopolitics get involved in soccer. I actually do. I don't care. I love it.
Me too.
So I'm gonna move us on to another league that I have questions for you, because this is the kind of this is such a wild thing to think about. So Celtic, unfortunately with CCV and Austin Trusty in their defense, was bounced out of Champions League by some club that I had trouble pronouncing earlier. Oh, FC Kairat. Yeah. Okay. So
Kairat.
Yeah. Where are they even from? I do know. Oh, Kazakhstan? Yeah, Kazakhstan. Yeah. Okay.
I think they're the easternmost club to be a part of the Champions League ever.
Oh, rad. Okay, cool. So I didn't even know that. So they beat Celtic, and for their trouble, what do they get? They get a draw where they get Real Madrid to come to their home ground. They won the ticket to print money. So Celtic got no printing money for you. And then you go to Rangers, and God, what did Rangers do? They lost was it the Cup or the first game of the season?
9-0.
Oh yeah, it was champion. It was crazy. You're right. Jesus.
Yeah.
And God, Rangers. Oh my God, Rangers was the
9-1. Sorry, 9-1.
Oh my God, that was the one I used to
much better
care about, because Maurice Adu was there, and I love Maurice Adu as if he was a relative. But like, God, what has happened to Scottish soccer?
Not good things. And I will say I'm very excited to watch that Madrid game. It's going to be great. I wonder, I mean, honestly, Celtic last year and I think it was their first Champions League match against Dortmund, who then was not even really very good. I think they were like really, their season was kind of going that tubes at that point. They lost, I think 6-0 to Dortmund. So will it be worse? It might be around the same.
I'm. It might be. I don't. Oh God, the Champions League format breaks my brain. I don't understand it yet, so I don't enjoy it.
Oh my God. I was watching the draw today, and I watched it last year, and they explain it all. They take all this time and put up the graph and the charts and everything, and I was watching it, and I was like, I don't know what we're doing.
You just where does my team play?
Exactly.
But like, I don't know. It really took me out of it last year. Usually I care about the Champions League, but last year I was just like, huh? Just gone. Oh my God, I didn't realize I had like an ad back there. Anyway. Anyway. Oh God, what was I saying? So Scottish soccer, ouch, man. Like when I first started watching soccer, it was kind of like, okay, we're still accommodating you guys, but you're not all that great anymore, right? And now they were just flat out like I strongly believe that Celtic Rangers couldn't win MLS for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if they couldn't score against this team from Kazakh, I mean, no offense to the team from Kazakhstan, and maybe they're actually really good, and we just all aren't watching enough Kazakh soccer, but they didn't even score. I mean, it went to penalties. I would like to believe that an MLS club could probably at least get one past somebody, you know.
I would hope so, but so forever the conversation has been, what about Celtic and Rangers joining the English pyramid, right? And for a very long time, the English pyramid, like to be fair, this may be the first time anyone has ever uttered these words, but the English FA appears to have been right.
That is a shock.
Yeah. So their stance since minute one has been like, yeah, dog, come on over. You start in the National League. You know what I mean? You start in the 5th division. And they're like,
yeah.
And at the time they were like, no, go fuck yourself. We should be in the top. We should be in the top.
Way better.
Yeah. And then, about 10 years pass, 20 years pass, they talk about it again. And it's like, that's about the time I was really getting into soccer. And it's like, the English FA is like, nah, you start at the bottom. Even League 2 maybe, right? You start at the bottom. And I was thinking to myself, like, honestly speaking, they could have slotted into the championship. But like now, I mean, does Celtic and Rangers start in League 1? Like fair, if you're being fair about it, or do they start lower? Or am I wrong? Are they still a championship side?
I mean, I guess I don't watch enough of their actual games to know, but just based on their results, I don't know. I could see them starting in a League 1 and then getting relegated. It might be a good starting place just as kind of a medium, like a test. But yeah.
I mean, I still believe, I almost think they might get relegated if they do this, but I still believe it would be better soccer. It'd be more fun if you take Celtic and Rangers, add them to the championship, and unfortunately relegate you. So then all the way down from the championship, all the way down to League 2, you have to relegate an extra 2 teams. So 6 teams go down. That would be brutal, but I think it would be fair. And honestly, if you add like the 6 teams and then Celtic and Rangers are one of them, then it proves that I put them in the wrong spot, but then they're being relegated. They take up those extra slots.
Right.
So honestly, that's what I would do. And I think it would make so much more fun. It would bring big dollars back to Scotland for soccer. I think, like I might not ever get to visit Scotland after saying all this, but like Then at that point, you take Dundee United and you take Hearts and shit, and you start in League Two. And honestly, if Hearts is what we think Hearts is, they should be promoted to the second division before the end of it, in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It should all shake out. Yeah.
But that's considering they keep any of their players under contract. It's hard to take.
Right.
Like Austin Trusty left the championship club to go there. CCV was playing plays first division soccer wherever he goes, So like, do those players just instantly bolt on you? I don't know, man. Why did I get all deep about Scottish soccer? What are we doing here?
We were talking about them getting their ass. Well, I guess they didn't. I guess Rangers got their ass kicked. That Celtic just got embarrassingly tossed
did.
out.
A fun European thing with an American twist. So, can I ask you a dumb question? What's the EFL Cup? That's not the FA Cup, right? So, like, we're talking.
No, it's separate. I'm pretty sure it's separate. I don't want to.
Is that the one that's only League One and League Two, or maybe it's just the English pyramid without the Premier League, right? It's one.
Yeah,
so there is a goofy one like that. You're right. There's a goofy one like that.
Oh no, the EFL Cup is the Carabao Cup, and then the FA Cup is the full British Cup.
Oh, so it's the same competition. Okay, so in the Carabao Cup, Ethan Horvath saved 2 penalties in a shootout, and they beat Leeds,
right.
Which now I forget what team Horvath's even on. I forgot to write that down. But our buddy Brendan Ayres.
It was Sheffield, I think.
Oh, yes. The
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday, who only play on Saturdays. No, I'm kidding.
Great logo on them, though. I love that.
Phenomenal.
Owl.
You know what's fun? Okay, now you opened up Pandora's box. I told this story to Violet yesterday. You know Twitch is like Twitch when it first started wasn't just Twitch. It used to be called Justin TV. And my whole introduction to Justin TV.
What?
Yeah. So Justin TV rebranded as Twitch. Right? So it was like a live streaming service, but like people started playing video games on there. So that's where that all birthed, right? But the whole reason I ever even heard about it was there was this like owl nest that had a 24-hour camera stream in it. And so like the owl babies and like the owl mama and stuff, and I'd put that shit on at work. It was awesome, right?
That is, yeah. Wow. That would get me into it too.
And then and then fast forward, and all I watch is Hasanabe and Castro playing FIFA and all that nonsense. Anyway,
less wholesome.
So before we take a break and jump into fire stuff, there's an MLS thing I gotta ask you about. Everyone else on the podcast has had their say, and not a one of them give a shit about it. Leagues Cup. We had all this fun with all these Mexican teams and doing all this nonsense and shit all over the U.S. Open Cup just to get Seattle versus Miami in the final.
Yeah. So I think all the not caring about it the whole time was pretty justified.
I mean,
right? I mean, I feel like I said it maybe at one point a few weeks ago, like I wasn't even paying attention to how it works. I would throw it on if there was nothing else on, like especially later on the weekday evening, if Seattle was playing against whatever Mexican team they were playing or the multiple, it'd be something to throw on and you could maybe see something fun, like an upset or something like that. But that was the extent of my caring, and I think it's been vindicated by that being the only good part.
I mean, that fair. And I mean, I haven't watched any of it, to be perfectly honest with you. And like, if the first, The shittiest thing that happened was the first time we did it, Messi came, and that was the first Messi games. And he didn't flop. He instantly was actually still good, right? So because of that, they think the tournament was a success. It was not. It sucks.
Right.
Get rid of it. The U.S. Open Cup is where it's at, and we play. And I want to see MLS teams play Mexican teams, but when they earn it in the CONCACAF Champions League, baby. That's where that shit's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
I mean, that is true. I do feel like, especially because those things happen like in such quick succession this summer, and it kind of does feel like the same competition. You're like, well, it's the same teams again. It's,
Yeah, and especially like the Final Four was an all MLS affair. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
like, guys, we're already playing MLS games. Actually, in fact, I'd rather watch the MLS
You
games
do
that are supposed to
this.
be happening right now. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
damn. Anyway,
I will say though, the words U.S. Open Cup are still a little bit dramatic for me after what happened to the Fire. So
Omar
don't,
motherfucking Gonzalez, man, just
yeah. Ah,
unbelievable. Yeah, no, well, we will always have the Detroit game, which was a
true.
thing of beauty. And I mean,
That is true.
but anyway, speaking of, I think we've buried the lead long enough. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back here, and we're going to hopefully talk and not yell about the Chicago Fire. So, Serena, what should they do with that like button?
Hit it.
Hit that like button. Help us get to 500 subscribers. We're almost there. Hey, send congratulations and vibes, because he's not on social media, to DPG and his wife. And we will be right back. We love you. Peace. Welcome back, you fellow enemies, the Fire. We are here to talk about the Chicago Fire losing a soccer game. But before we do, something cool happened today. Serena, I got an email. You got an email. We all got an email. The Chicago Fire are trying to do license plates, like specially license plates, like you see all over with the Cubs and the Sox and the Bulls and everybody else. And they're like, we will pay for the first 2,000 people to submit, and we're going to start with the supporters before we open this up. And I think they have to get to 2,000. It's almost like signatures to run for
It's
office.
like a petition.
Yeah, to even get it to happen. So I did my part. I signed up because, honestly, my shit's up in October. So this is perfect timing.
Nice. It looks cool if it looks like that. If it ends up looking similar to that, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Anything similar, I'm cool. Like, I got a red car. That's the only thing I worry about. But, like, who cares, dude? It's been, like, we finally are starting to get cool MLS merch. We used to get just, like, standard shit. And now, like, it's just like, oh, my God, it says the team on it? I must have it. Like, now we're getting, like, cool stuff. Like,
yeah, and honestly, we have an old Chicago Fire car magnet that I got at the locker room sale that it literally doesn't even, like, you'd have to really know that it was a Fire logo, because it's like in the shape of a soccer ball, but it doesn't say the Fire anywhere, and it just has the logo really tiny. So I'm all for things that are show people what it actually is, and people can see it and not just think, oh, she likes soccer generically.
She must play.
Likes the sport.
Go to Paul.
Right.
Like screaming at you from the window. So, all right. So I signed up right away. I don't mean to put your business on blast. Is that your or Andrew's car?
It's Andrew's car.
Okay, so
but I sent it to him, and I think he'll be signing up too.
Hell yeah! There's some people on Discord who signed up. So so when are you gonna also, like, are you gonna get a motorcycle now just so you can get like the motorcycle version of it?
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. This could be I've been waiting for that push. This could be it. Vespa.
Oh, perfect, dude. Could you imagine Serena, buzzing around the Chicago streets in a Vespa? That'd
be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm all for it. I will say, man, you know what? Maybe because I'm older and I'm used to a little bit more buck craziness, but like big ups to anybody with the balls to ride those like, oh God, why can't I think of what they're called? The little Segway things, like down the street with the biking people. Like, you're nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah, but yeah. I
I'm,
mean, even biking in Chicago, I'm like, the cars are
yeah, my bike has been in the basement for how many
same.
years have I lived here? Like, for real. I'm a little nervous to bike in Chicago. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
for
can't
with good
wait.
reason.
I hope you guys get one. I hope I get one. Um I hope James gets one. Oh man, he doesn't have tickets though. DPG signed up. I'm all about it. Although this feels a
Nice.
little when I was a 16-year-old and got my driver's license, the state of Illinois was like, "Yeah, man, get a vanity plate. You won't have to pay for it for 5 years." And so, being a dumb 16-year-old, it's like, I had 5 years, I could be dead tomorrow. So, like, of
Right.
course. And then, like, near the end, dude, like, I had to buy a new car just to get out from under it. I was like, I'm paying, like,
Oh,
double what everyone else is paying for
really?
this
Hmm.
stupid, like, vanity plate. I hate it. So, hopefully,
Wait,
this
what was what was the vanity plate?
said Nails 9 because I was a Nine Inch Nails fan. God,
That's
so
that's
embarrassing.
awesome. Wow,
Yeah, and then
that's cool.
consistently people are like, "What? Your girlfriend own a nail salon?" No, okay, I like Nine Inch Nails. Leave me alone. God, I was 16. Oh, thank God I got rid of that. Anyway, so buyer beware, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't honestly. I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of the cost associated with it. So I don't think about these things.
Well, you gotta get the Vespa first. Anyway,
Right.
dude, I wish I didn't work in the burbs. I wish I could not have a car. It's
Yeah.
like now me like we got rid of Violets because we carpool because we both work in the suburbs. So at least the same
Right.
suburb, right? Which is nice. Anyway, nobody gives a shit. Let's move on to the fire. This is how much we really are worried about like dude. It has been a long time since I've seen
Yeah.
total destruction of a game like that.
It was bad. I mean, I will say I didn't watch was it Nashville, the 7-1 Nashville game? I didn't watch that one. I was actually at a wedding and Andrew and I were sitting at the table during the speeches and I was getting the alerts for the 7-1 and I was like at that point I mean, I've been drinking. I was like, whatever. It's fun. It's almost like comical now. This did not feel comical. Not even
No.
being able to get like not even just a not even a goal, not even a shot, like a shot on target. Just it was
Couldn't
horrible.
even control the game. Like I'll be 100 with you. Like I was listening to most of it like it was a baseball game because I had to I
We're lucky.
hey listen I needed not I didn't need to make up for anything. I was in trouble, but it was time to like score a few more brownie points. And when I heard I want some cupcakes, I was like I will run to Whole Foods for you.
Hmm.
So I ran to Whole Foods and I was listening to it and I was like, I couldn't wait. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna get these cupcakes and go home and watch it. And it was just from minute one, just a barrage on the net. They're like, oh my god, how isn't Philly how like I know the States doesn't have relegation, but how hasn't Philly relegated them by now? Like, God, they're just on the
Yeah.
doorstep. It was horrible, dude. And then just they gave it
Yeah.
by the time I even got back to my car, it was like 2-0. And I was just like, well, or I guess it was only 1-0 at the halftime, wasn't it?
One, yeah.
Yeah, so it was
And
1-0, but it was
that was the craziest part. I mean, we were watching and I had actually I had flown back from Boston like the hour before that. Like Andrew literally picked me up from the airport. We came home and put it on right away. So I was like fresh off the plane and I was like, all right, I'm ready to see a game of some sort. Barely saw that. It was really just an onslaught. To the point where, you're watching it and it's 1-0 and you're like, how is it only 1-0? How is it not 4-0 by half?
no, they
I mean,
had
we got, I
plenty of
wouldn't say
opportunities.
lucky, but yeah. At one point I was like, okay, maybe we can keep defending like this and, maybe get one goal back. Like I had a tiny sliver of hope, maybe like right before halftime. Immediately decimated. It's just bad.
I you know, I've told this story before and I might bleep this out, but I thought a lot about Leonardo or Barroso because the way he played reminded me of that one time in high school where I accidentally forgot I had a game. And
Oh yeah,
that is how he
one of your
played.
best stories.
So I wonder if he had him a Doc Ellis performance, he thought. But no, man, Barroso was off. Like, Cups is going to get, like, that's the thing. You need Barroso to not be off because Cups is 16, and he's going to get pummeled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, I like
Yeah.
throwing the kids to the fire, but you have to allow them to cook. You can't, like, immediately toss them in the trash. Like, you can, like, let them
Yeah.
get roasted a little bit, but you got to have people around them strong.
Not like this, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
It
Jack
was
Elliott, I
Elliott
bet was
horrible.
I bet Jack was too hyped. Like, it really feels like a thing. Like, he was
Something.
ready to, like, come in there and be the big swinging what, but it didn't quite work out that way.
Yeah, Brady was horrible. I mean, I was like, oh god, Brady was not looking good, and I hate saying that, but it was not his performance.
That's the one you let him have, because boy, has he not had many howlers in his career. So it's like,
yeah,
hey, he can't play perfect all the time. I mean,
yeah, I will say
Acosta didn't really look good. Or I mean, did he even get on the like?
Did he even go? Like, when did he come in?
I don't actually. Now that you say that, like, I think Acosta's
I think he did
done for. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that injury was worse.
I mean,
than
I
we
feel
thought.
like yeah, maybe. I mean, at that point, I remember thinking, all right, sure, bring Acosta in the 75th minute now. Like, like, I don't think he's going to be the one to turn it around. And if that's what we're saving him for like 75th minute appearances when we're down 4-0, then yeah, I don't really see the point.
Well, fingers crossed that Wasserman or Waterman or whatever comes in and kind of shores up the defense.
Yeah.
But God, I don't know.
And we're not going to see him for a while.
Oh yeah,
because he's on
with
Canada.
The Canadian
so.
team, yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
God, oh boy, the way you hear the other fire media. Boy, I really. Anyway, the way they talk about it is he's such an upgrade over Tehran. So we will see. Fingers crossed on that. But
oh god, Tehran, yeah, officially at his new
gone.
team, Tehran.
Yep, pour one out. But so Franco got on the field though, and I can't. Like I said, I was listening to most of this game. I was doing a lot of stuff, unfortunately, because by the time like we sounded like we were just sucking, I'm not gonna rush to sit in front of the TV.
Right.
So like like
I said, you're lucky. Whoever didn't, I think I texted Austin because he's still on his holiday, and I was like, "You're lucky. Like, you should count yourself lucky that you're not watching this." Like, I'm jealous of anybody who wasn't watching.
You're like, I should have just went to bed when I got home.
yeah.
So, so Franco got on the field, didn't look good from what I hear. Again, like, I didn't see it all, but like from what I'm hearing, he didn't play good.
No.
Are we worried about that? I mean, we're a little concerned about what this kid's outlook is, but I don't think we're worried about.
I mean, I'd be, yeah. I feel like, especially just because he came on and it was already in such shit. Like, I don't know what. It would have been cool if he could literally come on and turn something around, but he's not. I wasn't expecting that, and I think it would have been a really hard thing to do at this point. I mean, the vibes just were so down, and like you said, there was no slowing the game. Like, they just lost control of the game, so I feel like it would have taken
seconds in. It was just a pummeling. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a while, like at least since last year, that we've seen the Fire come anywhere close to being like run off the pitch like that. And
yeah.
You know what? For an up
and for it to be like,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and for his debut, I mean, that is just, I think, a tough position to be in. Like, for literally your first game with the team, and you've only ever practiced with them for like, what is it, like 2 weeks tops, a week. Like, I understand why he wasn't amazing. I do think it's not necessarily the most promising thing, but I'm not like terrified. I think we just need to wait and see. But who knows?
I worry that the numbers on this team aren't gonna match my eyes, and not that I feel as though I'm this like misunderstood soccer mind, but boy, do I really feel as though the way people talk about, like, especially like with Tehran before, but like now, like Avila, Like I know DPG was really down early, and I know we were a little concerned early on. But God, I feel like that guy is coming around really
Right
good. Like
around.
I think a next, and it's again like a Bamba. Like I feel like this is something crazy happened. I was actually convinced this year that we are on the right path, and I'm actually just like, I can't wait to see what we're able to do next year. Like I fully believe Bamba will be better. I fully think like
I mean, he
Avila.
honestly he played well. Well, might be over. But I think for what I like, he was at one point, at least during the first half, he looked like the best player on the pitch. Maybe aside from Guti, who also had a good game, but Bamba looked way better than he had in the past. I thought during this game, like he was one of the few people on our team who was even just taking the ball and running with it. Like he was the only one who really got any dribbling in. Like he at least had some runs, and maybe he didn't get all the way through, and he got dispossessed at some point. But at least he was getting close to their penalty box.
Yeah.
Which is something that the other players can't say. Like Zink it wasn't his game either. I mean, that's crazy.
Did Kuipers play? I don't even remember hearing his name once,
Wait.
man.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He just totally disappeared. Yeah.
That's the problem is Kuipers is gonna disappear if everyone else around him sucks. Like, I mean,
yeah.
But I was on our first ever episode of this podcast, or not first ever. I mean, the first of the season, and I was like, ha ha ha, ding dong, the witch is dead. The Union are gonna be the worst team in the league. And they're about to win the Supporter Shield. I don't know.
And here we are.
It was a very clear delineation of we are fighting to prove that we are in the second tier of the East. And that's how good the East is. Like, that's the scary thing about that's the funny thing about the West. And yeah, in the early 2010s, the West was amazing. But like, since the last 10 years, the only reason a West Coast team has a chance of winning is because they don't get beat up on their way to the final. And they just have to play one Eastern Conference team. You know what I mean? Like, it's been stacked over here. And so you couple that with just our complete, ineptitude. We were so embarrassingly bad. So, like, now it's good to see us fighting to, like, prove that we're a second-tier Eastern Conference team. And if we can prove that, then next year could be very easily in a top tier. Like, not a Supporter Shield chasing team, but a third, fourth place team. Which
I agree. And
I would
I agree.
Anyway.
And I think something I was looking at with the Union too, even just like I obviously don't watch a ton of their games, and so I was looking up the people who are on the pitch and what their deal was, where they came from. It seems like they had a lot of players who had been with the Union for a while, and like some players had been there for up to 10 years. Like they didn't have a bunch of new signings and people coming in from all over the place. So I do think that probably is an advantage. I mean, obviously it's an advantage generally to any club, and I'm excited for next year when we will have even like a little bit of that, where the guys that we have on the club are guys that have been with us for at least a year, and they can build that sort of connection, and they know how to play with each other. Because I think that's with the Union, they look like they just knew how to play with each other so well. Like they knew where they were going to be. They were running the routes and the positioning, and it was all just like it worked. Like it really was clicking for them, and that's what we didn't have. And I think next year we will hopefully have a little bit more of that.
Well, don't forget also that Philly has sold 2 Aaronsons and a Sullivan, right? Like they so the thing about that, which is funny, because you're still a little bit newer to MLS as a whole, right? You've been a European soccer fan for a while. So like that's funny that you literally noticed that, because the 2 best academies in Major League Soccer by far are FC Dallas and Philadelphia Union. And Dallas, and what's funny is everybody thinks like they screwed up, but like Dallas probably paid for that stadium renovation by their academy sell-ons, whereas Philly kept bringing the kids into the team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because you got to think. Think of a Weston McKennie. Dallas sold Weston McKennie before he played a minute for the senior squad.
Right.
So
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Like, so those two teams have had the best academies, and those are the two philosophies. Dallas has sold, and Philly has just brought them up. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Philly just, and like dude, Philly is just unrelentingly good, which sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll tell you this. I think this season is proof that the Fire Academy is the sleeping giant in the league. I mean,
Hmm.
think about the keepers, like the keepers we have developed. Think about like,
True.
you know, he didn't play a minute and he could be a bust, but think about the hype that was surrounded David Pareba, like he was going to be a starter. You know what I mean? Think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Glasgow, you know, being the best player in Division Two,
Ugh,
and
I
like,
miss him already.
yeah, exactly, right. And like, think about
Yeah.
Sam Williams showed well when he like was called up.
Yeah.
You know, I I am actually saddened to hear some of the fans sour on Sergio Orahel because I really feel like, honestly, I feel like he's a kid and he hit a wall. I think that's where these performances
Yeah.
he's hit the wall. But like, boy, has he
Yeah.
been the secret sauce in the midfield. And maybe
Yeah.
Avila is just the upgrade to him, but like Sergio Orahel should have a future here. Like these are players, you know.
Oh, definitely.
God, I'm missing a couple of them. I'm sure. You know, I mean, like Guti is a couple years in on it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
so like I think that's our sleeping giant, and I'm excited about it because I think we can do both. Like you saw, we sold Gaga and brought Brady in, and part of me was scared we'd sell Brady in a year and bring in Dowd and just like not
Me
ever
too.
like establish anything. But they were like, no, we'll
Yeah.
sell this guy to establish this guy, and who
Yeah.
knows, the tables could have been turned. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited about that. Now, I might have to pause the episode in case you haven't seen this, but I'm gonna move us on to another quick topic about excitement. The Fire seemed to have dropped a third kit.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, it is on their story. So.
God, this thing's ugly. I don't know. What did you think about it?
But is it like? I mean, I thought it was hideous, but I was hoping that it was just like a warm up kit. You know how they have the like they wear it once before a match kind of thing for fun. I thought it was that. So if it's not that, I'm not happy.
I mean, if it's one match,
Pixels
it's
per
one
pitch.
match, but boy, is that thing ugly. You know what it looks like? It looks like an original Colorado Rapids kit. Like before the Rapids had maroon, they was just like blue and green and white and yellow and shit.
Mm.
Like it was crazy. Hold on, am I dumb? You're right. This is a pre-match kit because
Okay, that's what I thought.
okay. So it's the esports kit, and so they're gonna wear it for a pre-match. Even dumber. Like, don't give us something cool. We can. Why don't we
That's
ever
what I
have
thought.
anything fun? What is Don like? Did Don Garber get like mugged once in Chicago, or did like some chick from Chicago dump him because he fucking hates this place? Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
don't.
no fun for us.
We get nothing cool or fun. Like, I mean, he probably why the media team, despite being so good, has like long pauses between it because he casts them into the nether realm when they like, oh my god, they made a great YouTube video, get rid of these people, like how like just unbelievable.
Feelers out everywhere. Yeah.
God, what just unbelievable. Don
Yeah.
Garber, man, fucking quit it.
Can't win.
All right, girl. Before we sneak out of here, you know we got one more thing to do. Let's preview this NYC FC game.
Fire versus New England. I think it's at home.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God.
At SeatGeek.
Oh God. Oh. I'm not gonna say this out loud, but I think I'm skipping that. Just I've been to SeatGeek enough, and it's New England.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh wait, then you know what? Okay, now this is all coming together because we're also skipping that because we're having Andrew's birthday party.
that sounds
Now,
like more fun. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
We'll have it on. And then NYCFC will actually be at Soldier Field the next weekend, so we're not gonna have to watch the baseball game or baseball diamond.
I'll probably cut some of this anyway. Okay, so let me ask you this question then, Serena. Since there is no game to preview, and I'm an insane person, what? Okay, this 4-0 loss could be like it could be a downfall moment, right? Like this could be where we don't make the playoffs because we completely collapse.
Yep, could be.
We have seen 2/3 of a season of this team. We have seen 2/3 of a season out of Greg Berhalter, and we have a defensive and an offensive and a future young kid reinforcements here. What's your prognosticate? What do you think is going to happen with this team?
I think we'll be able to bounce back. I don't think this is going to be the season defining moment. I think we have, again, Franco didn't really get his debut. I think he still has that to look forward to, and we probably still have that to look forward to. I feel like that'll also shake things up for the team a little bit, hopefully in a way that will, again, not make them think of this 4-0 loss and the way that it happened constantly. So I think and I'm not just saying this because I want to be positive. I actually do think it's going to be fine. There is obviously the chance that this impacts them mentally and this is the end of it, but it's not feeling to me like, not to rub salt in any wounds, but like the Cubs right now, like horrible. It's over. Like everybody knows it's over. They just can't stop losing. It's just like it's not feeling good for anybody. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think this one game, like even just the game, it was just such a shit show almost that I'm like, it's better than like losing in the last minute in something that we could have prevented.
Well,
and I know that doesn't make sense.
Where if you're not competing for the Shield, you expect something like that to happen here or there.
Right. Exactly. And it hasn't happened since Nashville, however long. That was in March or something. So it happens sometimes to teams unless you're literally, Leverkusen 2023, 2024, and you don't get any, you don't have any losses. People lose. It happens. So I think if it happens again in a row, then I will start to be concerned.
Yeah, if the next game is a big blowout, yeah. That is a concerning sign. Well, and that's the other thing, I guess, when we do play a game again, because like you had mentioned, and they may not have heard that we don't play this weekend because Miami got the game rescheduled due to Leagues Cup being annoying and shitty. With that said, I tend to agree with you. I've been the man who said, like, my God, the bar is so low, you have to make the playoffs. What the hell? But, like, I have slowly, truly come around on this team. And I think it's not just because, like, Kuipers and Bamba and Zink have played well. It's because of so many kids played well behind them. And then we still have a DP in our back pocket to be able to spend on. You know what I mean? And so it does look... The future looks very exciting. Like, we're in the territory of, like, me truly just believing in the project and not stressing about winning and losing like that. But, I really want to make the playoffs. I think we can. Like, I
think we can too.
The one super winnable game we got left, unfortunately, they now have a motivated Matt Turner, which sucks. But, like, it's I still think we can do it. I don't believe in these New York teams either. It's us and the New York teams really battling this out. That's who this is all about. And then who's in? Hold on, I gotta see the standings again. Who's behind us?
New England, I think, our next game.
Oh my God, I thought they were further down. Us. Oh no, I thought they were further away. Oh, they are. They're 8 points back though. Okay. They're 8 points back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We are fighting. Yeah, New York. Yeah.
Yeah, it's us and the New Yorks, and one of us aren't going to make the playoffs. And I think it's us, man. I think we're going to make it. I do. I believe in the project. I think we're good enough. We have shown good enough. we've won so much already on the road this year. If we just figure anything out at home, we'll make it. It'll be fine. I'm not going to stress. There's some cracks here or there. Like the Kwame move did not work out. Thank goodness. He was.
Oh God, yeah.
He was alone, right? Because we bought Davila, or is that backwards? Is Davila alone and we bought Kwame? Because I really hope it's the other way.
I thought Davila was a purchase. Yeah, maybe it's
Okay.
just wishful thinking, but I think you're right.
Yeah. So if Davila is the purchase, no wonder Kwame just banished to the Shadow Realm. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
But like, really, most of these signings have hit, and there's no reason other than injury to believe that Bamba, Zinkernagel, or Kuipers are going to be any worse next year. There's no reason to believe that. They're not at the age where they're going to like regress like that, especially in this league. And like, the midfield is very exciting. There's a lot of exciting people in the midfield. We're not like what was the last time you said the words Mauricio Pineda? Like things are very exciting in the midfield, which, listen, love the kid. He's the Swiss Army knife. Like you literally, you can let Bamba go and sign another star, but you can never let Mauricio Pineda go. He will fill any need you need. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm with you, man. I got the positivity in my soul about this team. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But, oh, God. Anything.
And there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time for freaking out later if we're wrong. So
totally
you don't need to do it next.
Totally agree. All right. One last thing. Are you one last thing? A, do you give a shit or are you sad that you missed Oasis tonight?
No, I'm not sad. I like Oasis fine. I like some of their songs. I'm not like a diehard fan, and I would not pay the money that would be required. Even if I had it, I probably wouldn't.
Oh,
so
agreed. No, like that's one of those shows. It's like, oh, $50. Okay, I'll go see Oasis. But like,
exactly,
dude,
$400 for the cheapest ticket.
Oh
no.
my god! Did you see our seats? Like where we stand. My buddy was at work was looking up tickets because so long story short, I now am obsessed because I went and saw Nine Inch Nails, right? Bought tickets.
Oh, right.
Went and saw Nine Inch Nails with my lady, had a great time. For whatever reason, something clicked in my brain to go, hey, check StubHub. So I checked StubHub that next day, and I got, they were really shitty seats, but, it's a concert. You can hear it. I got a ticket to see Nine Inch Nails the second day for $20. So
that's awesome.
So now me and my buddy at work, we're continually like checking shit all the time for like something like that. And so we were checking Oasis, or he was checking Oasis. And I was like, yo, let me see something. And I checked out the seats that we stand in for a Fire game. They were $600.
Wow.
And the stage is all the way on the other side, dude.
So far. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's...
And, like, I've never seen it before in my life, but, like, the class warfare is beginning. The segregation is coming in the form of class. They have, like, the pit, right? The only place you want to be for a concert. It's segregated between the front area and the back area. So, like, you can't, like, just get all the way to the stage. Like, it's completely segregated. Like, and just... What?
Wow. Yeah, imagine, and then you're in the front area, and how do you, I guess people feel great because they're like, haha, I get to be here and you don't, but you're like, yeah, that would just
it's wild. My favorite place to see a show is the Beat Kitchen, man. That's the kind of stuff I like
the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah. I like, what's this one right here? Oh, Empty Bottle.
I've never been there, but I keep getting like free tickets.
You should definitely go. Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah, because I signed up for that website and I get free tickets all the time for stuff.
Oh, right.
But anywho, oh god, I think we've reached the end of the show, and who knows how much I've cut this up and how many edits have been made. But Serena, what should they do? What should they do for us? What can they do for us?
Well, not just hitting the like button, but also subscribing. If I've learned anything.
If she's learned
and
anything.
Share with your friends.
Because we are ever so we are marching our way to 500 subscribers. We are doing better than we ever thought the podcast would, which is cool. So let's put it that way. So again, congratulations to DPG. Shout out to James. We love you. And Serena, thank you for being here. I was FC Neo Tokyo, and thank you for listening all the way to the end. Who knows what band I put at the end here, but I seem to always use Peeling Flesh. Peace.